Hello, good morning everybody. My name is Chrissy, and if you've tapped on my video, you're going to be getting a prediction reading for the 17th of June. Now, I pretty much do daily readings and they're global readings. They kind of cover every subject, any subject. I've got some beautiful subscribers out there, and we've built like an amazing community. We kind of have named it Terra Bella, which means beautiful earth, because that's where we're all headed and that's where we want to be going. So stay watching. If you've tapped on this video, yeah, there might be a message in here for you to receive today, and we'll just get started and see what comes up. So today I'm getting the visual of like a beautiful ballerina, and she's got the tutu, and she's very elegant, and it's like Swan Lake. So the music in the background is like Swan Lake. So it's like watching this very serious ballet show. So whenever you think of like a ballet show, you know, you get very dressed up if you're going to the theatre. And the ballet is something sort of known as being sort of prestigious. It has that kind of imagery because not everybody goes to watch the ballet. They attract a certain kind of audience. So this is something that I'm getting today. Is there's this beautiful ballerina. Now, she's actually on her own. There's people in the background, but they're like in the darkness, so you can't quite see the people behind her. So she's doing this kind of solo act, and she's actually spinning on one leg. Like it's like one of those ballerinas you see in the jewelry boxes when you open the lid and the ballerina spins around. A lot of you guys might not have one of those, or have had one when you were a little girl, because you weren't. But it's that kind of spinning, like she's got the toe shoe on and she's just spinning on one leg, and they're just, when you think of a ballerina, they're so incredibly strong, aren't they? They have this, I would call it like a meridian, like a line that goes right down the center of them, and that gives them incredible balance and power. Like, you know, you think of the muscles in their leg, and anyone who wears a toe shoe, they stand right on their toe, and that line just becomes a straight line in them, and they're extremely strong, and they're extremely controlled. Now, this is the image that I'm getting for you guys who are watching my channel. We have found that incredible balance point, just like the ballerina, or it might be a male ballerina. I'm not saying either way. But there's this strength and this power that we've like found. It's almost like just a center line. But we have found that center line of strength. So it's like that's what gives us that balance, that poise. They're saying we have this poise about us. We hold our head up. It's like, I guess, and this is not in a conceited way, but they're saying we demand that sort of respect, but we demand... it's not even attention. They're trying to give me the right word. We deserve to be seen. So it's like these people in the audience see us. So we deserve to be seen as these very strong and stable characters. Now, none of this, of course, is in a conceited way, but we know that if anyone's here on my channel, we know that we do things from, you know, being a quiet achiever, like the beaver I talked about the other day, making his little dams. Thanks for all the feedback, guys, as well about that, because I didn't know much about beavers, but they're very productive little animals, aren't they? And they're very, very strong. Their teeth are incredibly strong. Someone was saying they can cut through ginormous trees. So this is why I'm getting that image of the ballerina. But there's also, and when we think of ballet, it's like a graciousness. So there's this, they always look at ease, and they make it all look easy, and they just flow, and they have this ease about them, and they're very gracious. And this is the image I'm getting for you guys watching my channel. we have now found our stability, but we're also doing things with grace. And this is why I'm also talking all the time about being very respectful of other people's decisions, all the while planting seeds, but still respecting others' decisions, but flowing and holding our head up and staying very, very strong in our power. And that's a representation of the ballerina today, is just how we have that strength as an individual in our power. And people are looking. They're looking to you. Now, I know we think, no, they're not, because we get dismissed at every corner. But I can tell you now, here in Australia, they're talking, we've been having the electricity blackouts, yes, all over Australia. We don't have enough coal, we don't have enough energy, which is absolute BS, because now they're closing down all the coal mines. There's like no logic happening here again. And not only that, I posted it on my Facebook page yesterday. If anyone wants to go check out my Chrissy Fitzgerald Facebook page, Psychic Life Coach page, they're having the big Sydney Vivid Light Show. Yep, at the moment, and it is all lit up. The whole of Sydney is lit up with these lights. And just saying, would use a lot of electricity. So people are starting to see. And the government here is talking about having all this sort of implemented by 2030, which, as we all know, is the 2030 agenda that we've all been posting for how long now? So this is why I'm telling you, people are looking at us. They're looking for us for that direction. Where is she going next? Oh, she's spinning over there. What was that Chrissy put on her thing? This is what we're getting. You know, you guys will be getting it too. This will be subliminal though. They're not even aware that they're looking. Because I said to my husband the other day, I get people that argue with me all the time, and you guys would as well, on Facebook. If I post anything, you know, I get the old, that's not true, you're not a doctor. I get, you know, same old. And we know it's just their pain bodies, but they're starting to question all these things now, because suddenly these conspiracies are coming to fruition. They are, right before their very eyes. We know these things are happening. Oh, we've been planting those seeds forever. And like I said, a lot of these people waking up are going to have their light bulb moments. And I tell you what, they're going to have them very, very quickly. Because this is, like I said, this is going to roll out really, really quickly. They're wanting to really get it out now. And what's happening here in Australia? Boom. It is just rolling out that fast. People can't even keep up. People are just that overwhelmed. They don't even know what's going on. So that's what I'm getting today, is that they're, you know, because I said to my husband, that getting back to, I said, why don't these people unfriend me? If they don't like what I put on, they want to argue and everything, why don't they just unfriend me? And he said they won't, because they're looking, because they're wondering what you're writing about, and they're thinking maybe there's something to this, because they have that seed of doubt, and so they're looking to you like for that next little bit of information. So it's kind of strange, isn't it? It's hard to work people out. I know that we all have trouble working people out, but this is kind of what's happening. We've been planning this info for so long. Oh, and here in Australia, of course, you're not alone in Canada anymore. They're bringing out all these emergency powers around electricity and all the things. Oh, it's a big emergency here in Australia. Anyway, let's put more fear in everybody and get some more emergency powers. And we know how great they work out when Trudeau brought in his emergency powers. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's still weird though. I still believe that it feels like we're detached from all of this. Like, we're still laughing, aren't we? Like, as much as it's just so ridiculous and insane, we are still laughing. And that's what I love about you guys and all your comments down below as our little community. We do find the funny side of all of this, because it's just so ridiculous, because you just can't believe that people are joining those dots and putting things together, although they are. Here in Australia, they really are. When the interest rates and the Oh, oh God. It's just, and none of it makes sense now. And we've got to remember a lot of them are out of that mass psychosis now. So they can tune into their logical mind, fingers crossed that they do soon. Tim and I were saying last night, my husband and I were saying, like, it's amazing no one's standing up and, like, protesting, like, now about power and all what's going on here in Australia. They're just kind of letting that, like, just come to them. It's very, very strange to observe. You know, you expect them to be out with their flags and, you know, no more, you know, rate rises and all this, but it's just not happening. It's like they really have been washed over like the castaway I talked about the other day. And they're really struggling to get up. They're really struggling. And that's not us anymore. You know that's not us. If you're watching my channel or you've just arrived on this channel, you've found your inner strength as well, like this ballerina that's got that really good stability now and that gorgeous flow in your life, where you're starting to enjoy your life again and you're just not falling for the garbage and the nonsense that you're being fed. I'll see what else we get today. They're showing me, I talk a lot on here, I know, about hiccups and hurdles and what's been put in front of government, and which was, of course, all us freedom fighters and anyone fighting back against these tyrannical dictators. We pushed a lot of hurdles in front of government, so it interrupted the perfect rollout of their agenda. But now the guides are showing me that oh God, the government has piled all the hurdles together. So you've got this, it's like being at some big athletic meet, and they've piled all the hurdles up. They haven't lined them up. They've piled them up into this big mess. So they're all like interconnected and all hooked together, and they've pushed them right over in front of everyone, meaning all us little people, according to them. And they've made this like an almost insurmountable task to move. Like it's like you would have to start, everybody would have to get together and sort of unhook all these hurdles because they're that tightly connected and twisted and all jammed together. And it's such a big pile, it's too heavy to move for all of the little people. I call you the little people. We're not really the little people, but this is everybody who's in that sort of middle class, lower class bracket. The elites and all these leaders now have shoved this huge mound of hurdles in front of us. And it's like, you know, they're showing me just, oh God, these dictators and these cocky government leaders, and they're just standing there now with their arms crossed like, and what are you going to do about that? And that's the attitude they've currently got. They think they're holding all the power. They honestly believe they have got this all sorted. And that's what I said the other day about they don't want any hiccups and hurdles put in front of them anymore because they want to roll this out. They want the old red carpet event, and they want everything to flow and just have no problems with all this. No more standing up, no more people waking up. They just want a smooth path now to deliver their wonderful services. They'll tell you that. But all the while, people like all of us are very creative, and they forget that we have ways and means. And the guides are kind of showing me now that we've got these like welding tools. Oh no. So we've got like our welding mask on for anyone who's done welding, and it's like we're kind of melting the hurdles, and we're sort of changing the form of the hurdles. So we're like, apart from like cutting through them and pulling things apart, which is what we do, we're kind of starting to work on this pile and we're breaking it down again. So see, these people in government just think people are stupid and they'll just leave the big pile there, but they forget that we're all fighters, and that, you know, I talk about the blob movement. This blob movement has grown and grown and grown, and now everybody's got their welding equipment on, and we're all trying to weld through all the legs of these hurdles because they're usually steel, aren't they? And sort of, because they're so intertwined, we're having to cut them. And there's like this melting as well. So they're showing me like where some people are just heating things with these big heat guns, and they're starting to melt down, and that we're starting, at the moment we're sort of softening the base. So this huge pile of these are jumping hurdles on the from the racetrack. The hurdles are still melting, like we've got this melting at the base. So that's a good thing, because that shows that something is actually happening with these blockages in front. We're not going to ever stay blocked because we don't want it. Like, as much as they've pushed all the hurdles in front of us, we don't want this. So we've all got together and we're all doing these ones, not literally. This is, if you watch my channel, you've got to have a very open mind, because we get given a lot of analogies and visuals on this channel to create an image of our inner strength and what we're actually doing. So, you know, here we are, and we've become these like welders that are melting, and taking the legs off these hurdles. So the pile will start to like get lower and lower and lower. And that's how we kind of fight back, you know. And what the representation of that is that people aren't complying. So every time they push hurdles in front of us, less people comply. So, you know, how many people do you think really seriously got the monkeypox? I would say not very many, because now WHO is going to change the name of the monkeypox. Isn't that interesting? I wonder why. Because the uptake obviously wasn't brilliant. So these are the kind of things that I'm getting with this melting. People aren't complying. See, they figure if they put enough hurdles in front of us, we'll just keep complying. But, I mean, they know we're never going to comply. All you people who already found Terra Bella over here, we're not going to comply. But this is growing. The Great Awakening, I keep calling it that. People are waking up to the bullshit and the garbage and the rubbish that they continuously are getting fed, because now they would have to be smelling a rat. Something is not right here. And now here in Australia, they're going to increase wages to make up for the shortfall. They're going to increase wages, which of course then puts more pressure on small business, because they've got to pay their staff more. And there were people crying on TV yesterday who own small businesses who are going to have to close their doors. So they are really pushing this, and this is another hurdle that they've been trying to do for years, close up small business so big corporate can come in and take everything over. This is globally. This isn't just here in Australia. And there we go. Here we have it again. More garbage. So that causes more people to wake up, because they're like, what the hell's happening here? Why are they trying to destroy our small business? So then you've got another group. You've got the people in small business who are still getting targeted. Hospitality's still struggling. So this is the kind of stuff that's starting to cause people to want to melt things and get rid of all this garbage that they're being fed. I'll see where else we go with this today. Oh gosh, I'm definitely getting China. I don't get China very often, do I? I'm definitely getting China rules. Oh, China is such a dictatorship. And I do get that vibration that China would absolutely love to be the capital. Oh, they would love to be the capital. Oh, oh no. I'm seeing England under that umbrella too. They have their I don't even know what that connection is. If anyone in England or anything knows anything about that, but I have a connection of China and England. I'll just see what else we get around China. Yeah, I just get China's ruling government is really on a takeover. They want to take over. I think anyone watching my channel, we already know that China has always wanted to take over the world. Oh, God. Imagine if that happens. Oh, my goodness. You can't even, can you? So I'm definitely getting that these Chinese leaders and their government powers, they really want to destroy a lot of nations. Like they're very destructive. They're very dangerous. Like China is a real regime. And it's even saying like a lot of the government leaders, this is globally, are quite scared of China. China has this way of manipulation. Not China itself. I'm not saying that if you're Chinese out there. I'm not meaning you. I just meant these parliamentary leaders that are the governing bodies of China. They're very, very... the word evil comes to mind, but they're very, very manipulative. There's no cowards like in that regime. They're all dictators. So there's this big dictator energy, and they're wanting to put that onto the masses, which we already knew. They're wanting to have that. They're really into the one world government thing, and I think anyone watching my channel who's awake, and anyone who's new who's jumped on here, that is the end goal pretty much for China. They want to have total rule. I don't think it's what we all want. Is it? Oh, I'm just going to have to shut my curtain. The sun's come up, which is nice for a winter day. I'll be 2 secs. Oh, that's better. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see. The sun was too bright. So I'm definitely getting that for China. They're a real power hungry government. Not the people. I'm definitely not talking about the people, because I know you guys have a lot of control. Oh, you're very controlled over there, actually. I'll just see what else we get today, but be warned, China's on a mission, which is no surprise. All right, today they're giving me, the guides are saying that these people waking up, and I talked about them the other day, they've just been washed over by these waves, and they've become like these castaways just laying on the beach, collapsed. Well, now the guides are saying they're like almost feeling like they've got vertigo. And if anyone's had vertigo out there, it's so horrible. I've had it a few times. It's like your equilibrium goes off in your brain. And it's an ear thing, and it sometimes can be caused by crystals, but it's a balance problem, and it makes you feel lightheaded and almost a bit dizzy. And it's almost like when you had too much to drink, people might relate to that when you get the head spins. That's kind of what vertigo is. But I'm definitely getting that now these people waking up are also suffering, like, it's not literally, but they feel like they've got vertigo. Like, is this really happening? Their brains are like mush. It's just too much. I always talk about too many arrows coming at them and putting holes in them, and then wrung out, and then they end up a little rag of a person. Well, this is what their brain's going through. There is so much coming at them that they're overwhelmed. They don't even know how to get their head around this stuff. Look, if you're watching my channel here, we know how hard it's been to get our head around any of this. It's taken us, like, we've been following the process, and we're still over here just shaking our heads. These people, you've got to remember, are getting it all at once. And I talked yesterday about shooting the messenger, and how don't make yourself vulnerable when these people start to really rise up in their pain bodies when they realise that they've been lied to, and what the hell's been going on, and what's happening to their old lives are gone forever. I mean, we knew that, but now they're just realising that, and that's why the grief and all these angers and things are coming up, because life for them is changing dramatically. And I'm definitely getting that. This vertigo, their head is nearly exploding. There's too much. Like, can you imagine people with like really big mortgages and car loans and 3 or 4 kids trying to feed, clothe, keep the roof over your head? This is becoming overwhelming, and now they're like putting up water. We've got electricity strikes here. Like, There is too much. Get an electric car, but then we're going to cut the electric power out. So then people will be thinking, what? So how am I going to charge my electric car? There is just too much coming at people. Well, it is in Australia. I know it is for you guys as well out there. But this is why these people are getting very heavy and vertigo-ish in the head, because there is, can you imagine what it looks like in some of their heads? Oh my God. Because we've managed to sort of, it's weird, isn't it? And I keep saying it, but we've kind of found this detachment from all the nonsense. And you do have to laugh at it, because when you know it's coming, you just actually, if anything, it probably gives us a sense of relief, because we know, oh, we're not mad. We're not just conspiracy theorists. We're not just making up garbage and making ourselves look stupid, because everybody thought we were stupid, didn't they? So if anything, it's some of that concrete evidence for us that, yes, this plan is going ahead, and now people are being forced to see this. I'll just see if there's any final messages today. Yeah, I just get that message, like, for you guys watching my channel. We think outside the square. We never do what we're told. Basically, I always talk about us being like the naughty children at school who had to sit on the chair in the corner because we wouldn't conform and comply and do the right things. But not in a bad way. We're just doing it in an independent way, you know, like the ballerina. And we're very strong-willed and independent. And we do fight for justice, and we do fight for what's right, and we do fight for freedom. We're always talking about Braveheart. You know, we're the mavericks that fly above the flying line. We always think outside the square. We don't stay stuck in a box. And that's very frustrating for government, because we're almost... oh, God. Oh, my God. They're showing me a Jack in the Box. And we're like this Jack in the Box that's been, they tried to squash us down, but the music kept playing, and then we just pop back up again. So we're like this like happy Jack in the Box that just keeps popping back up. Like they can keep pushing the lid down, but as long as that music gets wound up and played, pop, we'll pop back up and annoy them. So that's what I'm kind of getting today, is we're still like this Jack in the Box that, you know, I know a lot of people that follow me on Facebook think I'm like this Jack in the Box. I'm sure every time there's issues, I'm always sharing it, like, you know, that Vivid Light Festival in Sydney. Like, where's the logic? We'll have a big electric light show, but tell people, old people and that, to turn their heaters off in Sydney. Like, look, to me that's like toddler stuff. Like, look. But you've got to put it right in front of their face. So we pop up again and share all that again. And then government tries to push us down again. But not the old Jack in the Box today. They keep popping up. I'll see what else we get to close today. Yeah, they're just showing me like scrambling. They're showing me these leaders and parliamentarians and all this government sitting at their tables, and they're scrambling. They've got all the papers, and they're like, it's a scramble now. Like they're trying to quickly, you sign here. And they're signing, and then, oh, quick, hang on, you've got to sign this too. And these are all the bills. These are all the things they're implementing. Oh, these are the emergency powers. This is speeding up. I'm even seeing the pen writing really fast. You know, I talked about everything's going to speed up really fast, and no one will see it's too late. That's what they're doing. They are implementing all their agendas so fast with all the signatures. Oh, yeah, it's all very official. And the little people, no voice. It'll be too late. We have to speak up. And it's actually interesting, isn't it? Because all of us watching, you know, here on my channel, we did all our fight. We had our flags, and we went to all the protest marches, and we did all these, you know, standing up in the beginning for freedom. And now it's like the castaways and the people that are just had taken all this for 2.5 years. They're really struggling to find their strength to stand up, because they're feeling very powerless. Their energy's depleted. They're laying on the beach like this castaway, and they don't even know how to sort of get up. You know, I talked about us the other day coming in on our little speedy jet skis and rescuing a few off the sinking ship. But unless they decided to go in a different direction, like the fork in the road, they're still stuck. So they're still going to have to cop whatever is coming at them. So that's why we're probably pretty much not seeing a lot of movement and protests around a lot of this, because you would think, if anything, that would cause thousands of people globally in each country to stand up. Nothing. And there's been nothing. And it's just so baffling, isn't it? Because the thing is, they're not our fights anymore. We've done our fighting. We fought very hard just to get our freedom and our independence back, like that ballerina. We fought to stabilize ourselves. We fought to have that independence and flow around on stage and live in Terabella and have a peaceful life. So we don't need to go backwards and fight those fights anymore. You know, we were that first wave, and I talk about it all the time. So we've sort of had our turn, and now we are observing, like I said yesterday, from the lookout. We just have to observe and fingers crossed that more people start to wake up. But I tell you what, they are struggling to stand up because they just don't have the energy. And the thing is too, you think about it, if you really found out, and look, I know they're passing different laws and things, so they can inject younger children now, which, as we all know, is a very bad idea. But these people who have been jab, pincushioned, they've got to be wondering, what's in me? You would have to be wondering what's inside of me. If you read any of that data or anything, it would start to become quite scary. And again, oh, those poor things, they've had so much fear. And when you're in fear, which we know a lot of them have been stuck in for 2.5 years, I always talk about it, it's very crippling. I have a few videos on fear. I'll post some here today, and I've also got, I think, playlists on fear you can check out as well. But fear is a very debilitating energy that causes your body to contract. And if you've been in a contracted state for 2.5, nearly 3 years, that's very hard to unlock. So that's what these people are going through, and that's why they feel exhausted, because you become on this like hyper vigilant, state when you're in fear, because it's almost like anxiety and fear go together as well. And anyone who's had anxiety, I know a lot of us probably have out there that are, if you're watching this, you probably have. It's almost like a panicked feeling, and you actually it's almost like a vibration. So when you're like vibrating, it's like running a marathon. It's exhausting. They talk about hypervigilance and things like that too. It becomes very exhausting to the body, and you need to, it will get to a point where sometimes you just flop over like the castaways, and you have to recover from that and rest and, unlock your body so that you can find that calmer place and have more flow in your life, like the ballerina, and find your own stability. I'm definitely getting that today. I'll just see if there's a last message. Oh, that's nice. I'm getting that fear is debunked in our world. In Terabella, we don't have fear. We see fear and we understand what fear is. And look, fear is a very real emotion. But we have chosen not to go down that trap again. It's almost like a trap door. The guys are saying we don't get trapped anymore. Like the Jack in the Box again. They can put the lid down, but we just keep popping up. And that's what I'm getting. And it's like when this big hurdles gets put in front of us, this big pile of mangled hurdles from the running track, that doesn't even perturb us. Like, we don't even get bothered by, all the electricity strikes, for example, what's going on here in Australia. You might have different things in Canada or England, wherever you are. But a big pile like that doesn't put us off at all. We just are these little beavers that get proactive and we start cutting things down. So we've got our welding masks on and we just weld all the legs off and it starts to melt at the bottom and it starts to lower the hurdles. So I'm going to leave you with that image today, that we're the little beavers now and we're welding and cutting the legs off the hurdles and bringing those hurdles in front of us down without fear. We are like the ballerina who is flowing around the stage, spinning very strong on her axis, I think it's called, isn't it? But that midline, it means that we've really regained our strength again and our personal power. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate all my subscribers. We have so many laughs on here. It keeps us going. I know I laugh a lot. I can't help it sometimes because sometimes the images the guides give me are so funny. I just laugh before I can even get it out of my mouth. So look, take care. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, if you're new. Hit those like buttons, everyone, because that helps keep these messages going around. As we know, that's our job and purpose here. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye from Australia. Bye.